The Summit Plaza was a towering monolith of steel and tinted glass, home to the city's most prestigious hedge funds. The lobby was a cathedral of cold marble, where the echo of expensive shoes was the only music. Bennett, the building's current majority owner, stood near the gold-plated directory. He wore a bold red power tie and a pocket square that looked like a splash of fresh blood against his charcoal suit. Bennett was a man who believed that owning the square footage gave him ownership of the people within it. His face was a permanent, bold red mask of impatience as he waited for his morning latte. Standing quietly by the security desk was Vaughn. He was dressed in a deep navy tactical polo and a white waterproof windbreaker. He looked like a high-end contractor, or perhaps a surveyor, holding a yellow digital measuring device and a yellow leather folder. In reality, Vaughn was a multi-billionaire real estate mogul scouting the building for a hostile takeover. He remained quiet, observing the way the staff interacted with the public, his eyes reflecting the steady, disciplined calm of a deep Navy ocean. The friction began when Vaughn stepped toward the directory to verify the floor plan. He reached out a hand to point at a specific suite number on the glass. "Don't touch the glass, you oaf," Bennett barked, his voice echoing off the marble. He didn't just shout, he moved with aggressive speed. Bennett reached out and delivered a stinging slap directly across the back of Vaughn's hand, knocking the yellow measuring device to the floor. "Do you have any idea what the cleaning bill for this lobby is? People like you shouldn't even be in this zip code." Vaughn didn't flinch. He slowly looked down at his hand, then at the bold red face of the man standing inches from him. "I was checking the structural zoning, Bennett. There's no need for physical contact. I'll make as much contact as I want on my property." Bennett sneered. He took a threatening step forward, placing his chest against Vaughn's shoulder in a deliberate chest bump to force him backward. "You're a trespasser. Security." The justice debt began to skyrocket. Fletcher, the head of security, in a bold red-trimmed uniform, stepped forward. Instead of de-escalating, he followed Bennett's lead. Fletcher grabbed Vaughn by the collar of his white windbreaker, twisting the fabric so tightly it choked the air out of the lobby. "You heard the boss. Move it, Drifter." The witnesses in the scene, a group of high-level executives arriving for work, formed a silent semicircle. A woman in a canary yellow pantsuit, Genevieve, gasped, her hand over her mouth. A young intern in a white button-down, Caleb, pulled out his phone, his hand shaking as he recorded the assault. The lobby was a sea of white and yellow onlookers, paralyzed by Bennett's unchecked cruelty. "Bennett," Vaughn said, his voice a low, terrifying deep Navy rumble as Fletcher continued to shove him toward the revolving doors. "You just made the most expensive mistake of your life. Enjoy the building while you still own it. You have exactly 24 hours. Bennett laughed, a harsh, jagged sound. 24 hours? I've owned this tower for a decade. You're nothing but a quiet little bug I just crushed." He stepped on Vaughn's yellow folder as he was being shoved out, grinding the leather into the dirt. The next morning at 9 a.m., the lobby of Summit Plaza was flooded with a blinding, royal blue light, reflecting off the fleet of black sedans idling at the curb. Bennett arrived, adjusting his bold red power tie, feeling invincible. However, his smug expression shattered when he saw a team of federal auditors and lawyers in deep Navy suits swarming the security desk. Standing in the center of the marble rotunda was Vaughn. He was no longer in a windbreaker. He wore a deep Navy three-piece suit that fit like armor, with a white silk shirt so crisp it looked lethal. In his hand, he held a yellow gold-plated pen and the deed to the property. "What are you doing back here?" Bennett roared, his bold red flush returning. "Fletcher, throw this trash out again." Fletcher stepped forward to repeat the previous day's assault, but he was stopped mid-stride. A man in a white tactical vest stepped between them, holding up a badge. "Stand down, Fletcher," the officer commanded. "Bennett," Vaughn interrupted, his voice a calm, resonant deep Navy that filled the three-story atrium. "Yesterday, you told me I didn't belong in the zip code. This morning, I bought the holding company that owns your debt. I didn't just buy the building. I bought your personal liabilities. As of 5 minutes ago, the Summit Plaza is now Vaughn International Headquarters." The witnesses in the scene, the same executives from the day before, watched in stunned silence. Genevieve, still in her canary yellow pantsuit, leaned over to Caleb, the intern in the white button-down. "Look at the screen," she whispered. The giant digital directory where Bennett had slapped Vaughn's hand now displayed a single message in royal blue. Under new management, all current contracts void. The power shift was absolute. Vaughn stepped toward Bennett, mirroring the physical invasion of space from the day before. "You're fired, Bennett," Vaughn said. "And because you use company security to commit a physical assault on a guest, I'm triggering the moral turpitude clause in every one of your staff contracts. No severance. No notice." Bennett's face went from bold red to a sickly mottled purple. He felt his knees on the very spot where he had slapped Vaughn, reaching out a trembling hand to grab the hem of Vaughn's deep navy trousers. "Vaughn, please. This building is my legacy. My family's name is on the cornerstone. I'll pay for the medical bills. I'll apologize on the news." "Your legacy ended when you put your hands on me," Vaughn replied, stepping back so Bennett's fingers gripped only empty air. He turned his gaze to Fletcher, who was trembling in his bold red-trimmed uniform. "Fletcher, give me the badge." When Fletcher hesitated, Vaughn reached out and physically ripped the security badge from Fletcher's chest, the pins tearing through the red fabric with a sharp rip. "You're done here, too." Under the watchful eyes of the witnesses, a new security detail, clad in deep navy and white, stepped forward. They didn't just escort Bennett out. They physically hoisted him up by his bold red tie and his belt, carrying him toward the revolving doors like a sack of refuse. Caleb recorded every second, the video already trending under the hashtag #VaughnJustice. As Bennett was tossed onto the sidewalk, his expensive leather briefcase burst open, scattering his papers into the gutter. Vaughn turned back to the crowd of employees. "The rest of you have 1 hour to reapply for your jobs with my HR team. We don't hire bullies, and we don't tolerate red-tie egos." He picked up his yellow leather folder, tucked it under his arm, and walked toward the private elevators. The building was finally under the right ownership, and the quiet mogul had ensured the lobby would stay clean forever.